Thanks very much indeed, Sue and Dwight. Well, it's fair to say this Manchester United squad have come a long way in a short time under Jose Mourinho, not just in a geographical sense, but for some the journey under the new boss has been an emotional one as well as a physical one as well. You're kind of looking around this side now with smiles returning to faces, a spring back in the step for all concerned really at Manchester United, Paddy.
Well, I think the manager brings that for a start, doesn't it? Everybody's got that spring about them, they've got that personality that creates whatever it creates amongst people. People get attracted to him, the players have got attracted to him, they've worked like you wouldn't believe and enjoyed every minute of it. Might go and potty on that.
Yes, you've managed to break the microphone already,
Yeah.
which is an achievement.
I'm just saying, watching the training last night, David, it was terrific. Everything was sharp and quick. Even the heat that's here and the humidity, everything was sharp and quick. And I think that was I think it was lacking maybe over the last year or two about the quickness of the United players, the way they played the game. So I'm looking forward to this match. I know it's a friend and all that in actual fact, but it's just the fact that you're going to see the players that you've not seen very often, particularly the new ones and some of the younger generation again. So it's going to be a good match, this.
Certainly a boost to everyone after a testing few years at this great club. We have a manager with a swagger now, and the players will look to strut their stuff out on the pitch tonight against Borussia Dortmund. For Jose's first game in charge, United went up the road to play a team in the second tier of English football. For game 2, the Reds have travelled most of the way around the world to take on the second best team in German football. Tonight represents a clear step up in both opposition quality and air temperature in comparison to last Saturday at the DW.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Kagawa play. I thought Kagawa when he was at Old Trafford was a terrific player, but it never worked out totally for him. But he's a top-class player, so it's going to be a difficult game, Stuart, for both clubs in actual fact. I mean, far better for the German side because this is the 5th game. We've only played, what, 1? My speaker up.
Yeah, it's 4-1 in terms of games played by Dortmund.
Everything would be perfect in China, wouldn't you? They make all this stuff.
So there we are. We haven't even kicked off yet. We've already had the first Stuart of the night from Paddy, who's forgotten he's alongside David this evening. But I'm sure we'll have a few of those tonight. We always get it in the League Cup, don't we? So we'll keep a tally of those, and it's 1 already. But interesting to look around this stadium tonight. Not full, by the way, because of the capacity being reduced by the authorities tonight. So we haven't got a totally full ground here. But it's largely red, you can see in the crowd. There are pockets of yellow, and indeed there's one end away to our right-hand side where they've almost tried to recreate the yellow wall that they have at Borussia Dortmund's ground, where they really ramp up the atmosphere.
Well, when you look at the people at home watching this and you look around the ground, you look at the number of United fans that are here, it's incredible. But you know anybody at United with that big support, and the support they have here in China is incredible as well, isn't it?
Even in one of the strongest yellow sections of the crowd there, you can see plenty of red shirts getting involved. It is a mixed crowd in parts, as I say, but generally this crowd is red. And China have certainly given a very warm welcome to Manchester United in terms of fans' reaction at the hotel, at training, and also, as Stuart was mentioning earlier, in terms of air temperature here and humidity. Testing conditions for the players here, but this is the kind of situation that's great to be put in pre-season to really get you up to speed quickly.
Get your fitness back. I mean, it's quite funny for the people at home as well that didn't realise. In our hotel, and I think it's in every hotel in China, it's free inside the hotel for people to wander in and out, isn't it?
Yes, free public access into the hotel lobby.
Access, and the lobby has been absolutely packed since we've been here, isn't it? It's quite funny. It's a good job in actual fact the players don't come out through that exit, because it would have been mayhem. Anyway.
Well, we are now waiting for the arrival of the two sides, and we're not going to have to wait too much longer. Antonio Valencia has the honour tonight of leading out Manchester United as we prepare for game 1 of this pre-season tour 2016, presented by Aon. And it's a tough test for United right from the off here against a solid and at times spectacular Borussia Dortmund side, who was certainly the best of the rest in the Bundesliga last season. Bayern Munich, far and away the best team in their land, but Borussia Dortmund putting up a fight, and they will do so tonight, no doubt.
Well, the unfortunate thing at Borussia Dortmund, it seems whenever they get top-class players, they sell them, particularly to Bayern Munich. I mean, it's not long ago at Wembley, the two of them contested the European Cup final. And that's been the standard of German football, very, very high, isn't it?
It certainly is, and we've profited from that in a sense, purchasing Henrik Mkhitaryan, who plays against his old club tonight. Antonio Valencia there with the armband on, which is lovely to see. He starts in this Manchester United side, including Luke Shaw, who continues his comeback from injury. He's at left back for United. Marcel Schmelzer there in your picture is the captain and left back for Borussia Dortmund tonight. Great to see Phil Jones, who had a tricky season last year in terms of injury, back in the United back four this evening. Daley Blind moving forward into defensive midfield alongside Ander Herrera. Jesse Lingard and Henrik Mkhitaryan, the wingers, if you like, in this United system, which is a 4-2-3-1 formation with Mata behind Memphis, who will lead the line for United tonight. An opportunity for him to show what he can do in front of goal for Jose Mourinho.
Yes, because I think most Manchester United fans would agree that Memphis hasn't produced what we expected him to produce, and maybe that can be a first season syndrome to a great degree, so hopefully that is a first degree syndrome, or a first season syndrome. But he's playing him as a striker, which, I mean, he's got all the qualities of a striker. He's as quick as anything, he's like lightning, and he's a strong lad, so it's going to be interesting to see him playing up there.
And all of those qualities also go towards Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, the main man for Borussia Dortmund, who is up top tonight wearing number 17. He's in the prime of his career at 27 years of age. 39 goals in 46 appearances last season in all competitions. He is the Dortmund man to watch, but of course Shinji Kagawa will try and pull the strings just behind him. Former United player, had 2 seasons at Old Trafford and may well want to prove a little bit of a point tonight in Dortmund yellow.
Oh, that always happens, doesn't it? A club let you go, you want to come back and punish them for it.
So the two sides very nearly ready to go here. And you will, of course, have noticed already, I'm sure, that Borussia Dortmund are in yellow tonight. Manchester United in the away strip of blue, all blue tonight, with various coloured boots on show for you all to take in during the course of the 90 minutes. And a cracking atmosphere being drummed up quite literally by some of the locals here. Very much a Dortmund end away to our right, and certainly the rest of the ground is Manchester United red. The referee tonight is Wang Di, who went in and had a word with both sets of players before, just to lay down the law a little bit. It is, of course, a friendly, but it's also a cup competition, the International Champions Cup, which is being fought out in China between United, City and Dortmund. And as a result of that, we must get a winner tonight, whether it's from the penalty spot or in 90 minutes. No extra time, but if it's a draw after 90 minutes, we will go straight to penalties. And there will, of course, be a hero and a villain, no doubt. Sam Johnston will be hoping he and his side can prosper. So we're pretty much set to go. United from left to right in blue, Dortmund going the other way in yellow. The referee seems happy that we can get underway. This should be a pretty tasty encounter, albeit in testing conditions. Crowd count down to kick-off and to the start of United's tour. Tour 2016, presented by Aeon, is officially up and running now in a playing sense. Dortmund get the ball rolling. We'll look to cause United trouble here. It'll be interesting to see how quickly this game is played, because it'll be difficult to play at 100 miles an hour all the way through in these kind of conditions tonight.
But United played at Wigan with that great deal of pace, so let's hope they continue that.
So Memphis trying to control the ball up there. He's got support here from Ander Herrera. And Eric Bailly slotting it back to Phil Jones.
Don't think Phil Jones will be very impressed with that pass.
He's back now with Sam Johnston, who gets a bit of distance on it. Nodded away by Socrates, who is at centre-half alongside Sven Bender tonight for Borussia Dortmund. Sebastian Rode, one of the new players for Borussia Dortmund this season, just signed from Bayern Munich. Players normally go the other way. He's bucked the trend. He's joined from the champions on a 4-year deal. He is a childhood Borussia Dortmund fan, so he feels that he's come home to this club. Tough tackling midfielder, so he might well stick the boot in a bit tonight in the style of Paddy Crerand. Here's Memphis.
Oh dear, well done defender. Such an important touch there.
It was Socrates who managed to stick the boot in to stop the Dutchman in his tracks. Rode slotting it through here to Castro. It's laid off by Aubameyang. who started off his career as a winger, but has become the star man through the middle. Here's Kagawa, trying to bring it down, get support from Ramos. He's going to take it a little wide, and it's back now with Roda. Aubameyang's made his way in the middle, but the ball's not going to find him. Rolls away off Shinji Kagawa, who got a terrific reception here when his name was read out by the PA here tonight in the Shanghai Stadium. A massive star right across Asia. And he's a massive star as well wherever he goes. Jose Mourinho was talking in his press conference yesterday about the fact that United aren't really too bothered about Dortmund in terms of analysing what they do and getting ready for tonight's game. They just want to play their game, get fit and get set for the start of the campaign. It is all about Bournemouth, isn't it? That's
yeah, it's all about Bournemouth. At the end of the day, when you're out on the pitch, you want to win. You want to win, Dave.
Both sides struggling a little bit to control the ball over on that far side. Thomas Tuchel is the manager of Borussia Dortmund these days. A relative young pup in management terms, only just in his 40s. Had to retire age 24 with a serious knee problem. And actually filled the void left by his playing career in a sense by gaining a degree in business administration, which could be quite handy. He, rather like Jose Mourinho, meticulous in preparation. One of the standout qualities of Dortmund is the efficient defensive organisation, the high pressing game, which we're already seeing a little bit of here. Roda's flick on will fall kindly for Memphis here, perhaps. Once again, the Dortmund defence stretched, but it has a response. And it's Socrates again who came across very quickly to get that away.
I think he's very fortunate there. I'll tell you, if this had been Memphis' third or fourth game, he wouldn't have caught him.
This is Dortmund's 5th game of pre-season. They had 3 relatively comfortable victories against lower league opposition. And then played 1860 Munich last time out, actually lost by a goal to 0. Plenty watching in the ground tonight, including a few United players. The likes of Wayne Rooney, David De Gea, who've just recently returned from their Euro 2016 duties with England and Spain respectively. Luke Shaw on the ball here would have been a shoo-in for that left-back spot in Roy Hodgson's squad, had the worst not happened to him in Eindhoven.
Such an important player to have back, Stuart. Top-class player. Let's hope the serious injury hasn't done him any damage.
He was talking to Stuart Gardner the other day about how emotional he was when he actually first touched the ball at Wigan in the friendly last weekend. So special for him to get back onto the pitch after 10 long months out. It's often easy to forget when you think of footballers as being highly paid people who seem to have everything in the world, but when you take away the opportunity to play football, it can hit them pretty hard emotionally.
One bad injury can finish you. Nice little bit of skill by Valencia there, which pleased the crowd.
And he knows all about bad injuries after that horrible night in Europe against Rangers, which he has come back from. Ander Herrera winning that one, taking it away from Gonzalo Castro, who's one of a handful of Spanish speakers in the Dortmund side who've been helping one of their new signings settle in, Mikel Merino from Osasuna. You might see him a bit later, he's on the bench tonight. Foul by Kagawa gives United a free kick as Bailly hits the deck. Not known as a tough tackler, Shinji Kagawa, really.
I don't think that was a competition there between Bailly and him, was it?
Ball back here with Roman Weidenfeller, who only made 1 Bundesliga appearance last season. He's very much number 2 at Dortmund now, despite the number 1 on his back. Roman Bürki, who is one of the goalkeepers on the bench tonight, is normally the man in between the posts. Ball forward to Kagawa. He's just found a bit of space. Gives it to Ousmane Dembélé, new signing from Rennes in France. Just a bit too much of a nudge on Valencia.
Yeah, well, Valencia just using his weight there to get his body between him and the ball, and invariably you get the push. It's a free kick. There's a little push.
Ousmane Dembélé, the Players' Young Player of the Year in France last season.
No relation to the Tottenham player.
No, indeed not. Only 19 years of age. He's certainly one to watch in this game tonight from this left-hand side. Bailly with the header. Good power and distance on that. Up in the air from Felice Paslak. Just 18.
That was a good touch from him as well. Paslak.
Very versatile player. Last season played in defence, central midfield, both wings, and just behind the striker in all competitions. Memphis. Lingard in the middle. Mata getting forward as well. It's taken away from him though. Luke Shaw will happily settle for a throw. Memphis. Lovely turn. All of a sudden, though, had a couple to play with there. Into Jesse Lingard. Now back with Antonio Valencia. Herrera to Phil Jones. Daley Blind. Looking to clip it forward. Luke Shaw had stayed up there. You'll notice that a few of the players in the United side, including Sam Johnston on the ball here now, sporting new numbers for the new season. Sam Johnston now down at 32. Jose Mourinho releasing those numbers last night over here in China. So Jesse Lingard, who's on the pitch, was 35. He's now 14. Various players switching their numbers around. All the news on that on the club website, manunited.com, of course. Now here's Aubameyang, who's just gone a little early.
Slightly was. The line's been right in line with it. Not a great deal in it, is there?
The left heel was offside. That was about it. Sam Johnston taking a chance with him and emerging victorious from that particular battle. Don't want to take too many chances with Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. 25 league goals last season, which is a record for an African player in a single campaign. Overtook Robert Lewandowski's record as Dortmund's top foreign scorer. And the first Dortmund player in 35 years to score that many goals in the Bundesliga.
Well, the Bundesliga more or less a two-horse race every year, isn't it?
Here's Mata looking for Jesse Lingard. A lot of rumours linking Aubameyang with a host of Premier League clubs, but he is still in the yellow of Borussia Dortmund. They have a throw, and we've had just under 10 minutes. So far, a lot going on in the middle of the park.
Very quick.
Sam Johnston's heart skipped a beat here for a second.
Yes, without question, didn't it? But the game been played at a frantic pace, which you would expect in actual fact. But can they keep it up? No.
Young goalkeeper who made his United debut here on tour 4 years ago in a 1-0 win against Shanghai Shenhua. The only goal of the game scored that night by Shinji Kagawa, who finds himself in opposition yellow tonight. Dortmund fresh from signing Mario Götze, so there will be more competition in that attacking midfield area. Certainly well stocked in that department. Marco Reus not here at the moment because of injury. Various other players as well who've taken part in the Euros, so are not in this travelling squad.
Oh, he's in.
Now the chase is on for Juan Mata. Socrates quickly back though to feed Weidenfeller. Here's Marcel Schmelzer. Sebastian Rode looking to swing that one out. It's easily dealt with though by Henrik Mkhitaryan, who knows those in yellow very well indeed, of course, having just completed his move from the Bundesliga side. Certainly looked very impressive against Wigan at the weekend. He's the spy in the camp really ahead of tonight's game, helping Jose Mourinho out with tactics, no doubt. Kagawa buzzing around, but it's Castro who plays it up to Aubameyang. Here he is again, Castro, the midfielder who turned 29 over the summer. This Dortmund squad very much a blend of youth and experience. got so many promising teenagers and youngsters in their early 20s, and then a spine of players rather through the team around the 30 mark.
Well, they're trying to break down United, but United are not allowing it. They've got everyone back. You have the ball, but you're not going anywhere at the moment.
Here's Roda trying to find Schmelzer, and it's out for a Manchester United throw. Antonio Valencia will take. That's the one to make the move for him. Up towards Mkhitaryan. So far, both sides cancelling each other out a bit, really. Here.
Yes, they are.
Lovely pass to Dembele, who couldn't quite control.
I'm not be happy with that, Dembele.
Certainly one to watch in the future. Just 19, as I mentioned, scored his debut in the 5-2 friendly win against Erkenschwick. That was the game that kick-started Dortmund's pre-season preparations. After they've competed in this International Champions Cup, they take a trip to Switzerland, to the training camp in the resort of Bad Ragaz, led by Thomas Tuchel. Not sure that ball ever really properly came into play. Mkhitaryan was thinking about racing away.
I think he's not happy, but well, I think that can't be offside from a throw-in.
I don't think the ball came in play. That's what the assistant is trying to say. It was thrown along the line out of play, which is why Dortmund have the ball on the halfway line with Schmelzer. Now Sebastian Roda back with Socrates. Chance for Ramos now to stretch his legs a little. Normally plays through the middle as a centre forward, but deployed out on the right tonight. And here's Memphis, looking to try and play in Jesse Lingard. It's the right idea because Lingard was all alone. Couldn't quite squeeze the ball across to him though.
He did very well there, Socrates, actually. Did exceptionally well. If the pass goes past him, United have got a great chance of opening the scoring, but the ball doesn't get past him. He's got the pace, but the defending here is excellent. Look at Lingard in there, he's just so disappointed it's not come through to him.
Jose knows that was close. Just for a moment, Dortmund short-staffed at the back. Very much looks as if Daley Blind is the man of the two central midfielders to stay tonight, and Herrera the one to kick on and go forward to help join that attacking four.
Oh, he's in trouble. He's in trouble.
Valencia had the ball taken off him by Dembele and then just tugged the shorts a little bit there.
Yeah, well, he's probably thought Valencia was the last man. He wasn't, in actual fact. Bailly was behind him.
So Dortmund start again with Sven Bender. Socrates is Bender once more, who's going to the Olympics with Germany, along with his twin brother Lars, who plays at Bayer Leverkusen with Chicharito. Matthias Ginter, another Dortmund player who will make the trip to Rio, currently out ill. Schmelzer picks out Dembele. You can see that the pitch is already cutting up quite a bit here
but on the
Shanghai
pitch,
Stadium.
Dave, it's not very good actually.
We had a little wander on the pitch yesterday, didn't we? And there
well, it was a game 2 nights ago.
A problem.
I was talking to the assistant manager, Sven Eriksson. They played 2 nights ago here. Must have been some game. It finished 5-3.
Yes, the Shanghai International Port Group, SIPG, managed, as you say, by Sven Eriksson. Who've just paid £46 million for Hulk. Flag is up there against Ramos this time. Another tight one.
Yeah, not a lot in that either, is there?
Not too many grumbles though from Dortmund because the ball was dealt with anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes linesmen want to be noticed. Treat your flag.
Thomas Tuchel, who enjoyed remarkable success at Mainz in Germany, twice taking him into the Europa League during a 5-year spell in charge. And many have credited him really with laying the foundations for the success that Mainz are now enjoying under Martin Schmidt. Johnston again off limits.
Oh, that's the ball bobbling a little bit again there as Sam Johnson went to kick it.
Schmelzer with the throw. It's back now with Sven Bender, a central midfielder by trade who's been a regular at centre-back towards the end of last season and is slotting in there again tonight. Thomas Tuchel thinks that's where he plays best, and certainly Dortmund could do with a centre-half in form after selling Mats Hummels to their nearest rivals in terms of success in the Bundesliga table, Bayern Munich. Here's Memphis, just a little bit in front of him.
Couldn't control it.
Roda to Paslak. Socrates to Castro. Now Aubameyang trying to break free in the middle. It was Daley Blind with a challenge, which the referee didn't like, and it's a Dortmund free kick.
I think he was fouled prior to getting to Daley Blind. Well, 6.5 a dozen really, isn't it?
Actually went down in the end because he kicked Blind, but I think there was a foul first from the Dutchman, which is why Dortmund have a free kick and what looks to be potentially a menacing position here. And there haven't been many of those in the opening 20 minutes.
No, it's a long way out for a shot at goal. Surely, is he taking a run up? Is it a big long run up? Surely he's not going to shot at goal from there.
Well, Kagawa normally strokes the ball from this kind of position. It's a bit far out to try and beat Sam Johnston doing that, but it's Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang who will try and launch a rocket here towards United's goal. He hits it. Johnston palms it out. It's Dembele. Johnston's there again, and eventually it's in. The first goal of Tour 2016 presented by Aeon goes the way of Dortmund and Gonzalo Castro. And it was a pretty messy one, but Dortmund won't mind too much. Johnston tried to keep it out, but it's Dortmund who lead inside 20 minutes.
I think the bounce is difficult. Oh, you want to put your boot through it someday. Yeah, it's a free kick that should have been dealt with, Dave, a long way out, but wasn't. Well, that's what pre-season games are. You make mistakes early, hopefully you don't make them later.
Not the cleanest of strikes from Gonzalo Castro, but actually that might well have helped him navigate the ball past Phil Jones, who was trying to get back and nodded away from the line. And so it's Dortmund who strike first, but here's Lingard looking to hit back straight away. Luke Shaw, just a heavy touch in the end, the defence.
Yeah, just ran away from him. Sometimes it's not a bad thing, Dave, in games like this to get a goal, someone, and maybe bring the whole place to life. Just unfortunate it's not us that's done it.
Shows the value of striking the ball viciously at goal, doesn't it? Because that free kick from Aubameyang was really travelling. It made it difficult for Johnston, and then Castro was there to pick up the pieces. Dembele back to Schmelzer and back to Weidenfeller. And until then, really, neither goalkeeper had too much to worry about in this game. Certainly not in terms of shots on goal. There's Daley Blind. A bit too physical for the referee's liking. And Dortmund too quick with the free kick for his liking as well.
He's not touched him, Stuart, has he, really? Or rather, David, he's not touched him, and look at the dive he's taken. Crazy, isn't it?
Second Stuart of the night. Second free kick against Daley Blind as well.
Yeah, he's put his foot up and the guy couldn't get down quick enough.
I think the referee giving the free kick there more for the boot that was raised than the actual
than
contact,
yeah.
which is obviously the referee's prerogative, if you like. New laws being given to the referees this season to protect themselves and their match officials against any dissent in the Barclays Premier League, as Ramos tries to nod that towards Johnston's goal.
Yeah, it's a long ball as well.
As they have brought in these new rules this year against intolerable behaviour, which we see plenty of from you, Paddy.
What do they mean by that on the pitch?
Just if groups of players surround the officials after a decision is made, if they're in a threatening way.
Do you not think if a goalkeeper, when it's near the end of the match, when the ball goes out for a throw in at one side of the goal, picks it up and walks to the other side of the goal? That's intolerable. Don't do anything about it. Just to waste time.
I'd love to have a points of view style programme with you, Paddy. Here's Lingard.
He's not hit it. I think it was bobbling a little bit badly for him.
Dave,
and that's the reason they never got a clean strike at it. Nice little touch from the header. Might have been a handball, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't connect properly. He's trying to pass it. He'd be a bloater sometimes.
If he'd got the power in that shot that he got at Wembley, it might well have been 1-1. That was a terrific strike to win the FA Cup. Unfortunately, on that occasion, it was an easy one for the veteran Weidenfeller. He turns 36 in a few weeks' time. He's seen it and done it all before and wasn't going to be beaten by that. The referee wants Schmelzer, the left-back here, to hurry up a little bit, get on with it. Dortmund happy to take the sting out of United here as they look to hit back. Schmelzer tangling with Herrera and Valencia. Kagawa weighs in. It is a Manchester United ball.
So it was a bit fortunate to get that throw.
Dortmund were the runners-up to Bayern Munich by 10 points last season. They lost to Pep Guardiola's side in the German Cup final on penalties as well. United, of course, winning the FA Cup under Louis van Gaal, but that man Jose Mourinho charged with getting the Reds back into the Champions League and back to the winners' table in the Premier League as well. He has his eyes on that title this season, no doubt about it, and the players certainly feel that way too, speaking to a few of them around the hotel and the training camp this week.
That's what we'll be looking for.
Here's Ramos. He's found himself a little bit isolated out on that right-hand side. Bender's ball forward, headed away by Jones. Mkhitaryan finds Memphis, who's taken out by Socrates. Mkhitaryan and Roda going toe-to-toe. We've passed the midway point in the first half. So far, Dortmund have just edged ahead, Pat.
Well, they've got the goal. There's been nothing in the game, but they got the goal. That's the important thing, and we'll be a bit disappointed the way they got the goal.
Weidenfeller on the chase for the goal kick. For a Dortmund side with a few players missing, Neven Subotic, who looks to be making a move away perhaps from Dortmund, although he was undergoing a medical supposedly with Middlesbrough. They found an injury keeping him out till the new year, so that move is not going to go ahead, not for now at least. Marco Reus is out injured, Julian Weigl, Rafael Guerrero.
Well, just ran away from him there, the ball.
All played in the Euros and therefore aren't here. Jose Mourinho making the point that Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't on this tour with United, giving an extended break after his participation in the Euros. Illustrating that point by saying that the best suits are made to measure. Just saying that every training plan has to be made to fit each individual player, and Zlatan perhaps at 34 just wanting a little bit more of a break as Herrera takes a tumble. Here's Mkhitaryan. Memphis crowded out. Ball drops to Kagawa, who is given a not too subtle shove by Jesse Lingard. Clearly feels at home at Dortmund, Pat, doesn't he, Shinji Kagawa?
Well, he's a good player. If you're a good player, Dave, you feel at home anywhere. Especially when you're playing a team where your teammates appreciate you.
One of the high points of his United career, that terrific hat-trick against Norwich, which was very coolly taken. Unfortunately, though, couldn't always show what he could do. Roda going to set Dortmund away. Luke Shaw, though, will see that one out. Here's the goal again.
Yeah, you'll be disappointed, Sam, that that's finished up in the back of the net. It was a great save from the second effort, but at the end of the day it finishes up in the back of the net. You'll be disappointed.
Looping over everybody, even over the blonde highlights of Phil Jones. Certain first half highlight for Dortmund, and there haven't been many of those in the opening half an hour here. A really cagey game. Certainly so far, you would look at these two sides and say, well, both sides want fitness. They certainly want to get up to speed ahead of their domestic schedules, but also they don't want to lose a game like this. It lays a marker down in Europe, doesn't it, to play a team like this?
You like to win regardless of even if it's only a friendly.
Foul on by Kagawa. That's a ball looking for Mata, just slightly overcooked.
Yeah, just a little bit, hit it a little bit too hard, unfortunately. Mata playing in that central role where we've seen him all too rarely in his United career, really. He's been out on the right-hand side. Certainly much more comfortable through the middle of the park where he can see everything and get involved in everything. Sven Bender. Kagawa just ahead of him. Just to try and spray it out. Not sure though. Right underneath the ball, Mkhitaryan helping out. There's Daley Blind. Mata. Nice touch. Mkhitaryan to Memphis. There's space here for Valencia, and he's well found by the Dutchman.
Well, they take him on, Dave.
Puts it to Lingard. It's quickly closed down. Shinji Kagawa, the man patrolling Jesse Lingard. Herrera to Blind. Nice with numbers forward here. And Mkhitaryan, who can be dangerous, but on that occasion snuffed out by his former teammates. One back though by Lingard. Has 3 yellow shirts to beat, and in the end is guilty of a foul. This is where we're going to see a drinks break, just for a handful of minutes here. The two sides meeting with the referee before the game and deciding that on the half an hour mark there would be a break for both sides to take on fluids in these humid conditions, and certainly while they're looking to have a bit of a drink, Jesse Lingard needs to take on a new boot as well.
Well, they don't lace them up properly.
One of those cases where they don't do them like they used to.
No.
This is a drinks break that can be a maximum of 3 minutes inside the International Champions Cup rules. There are quite a few of those rules. I won't bore you with all of them, but the idea is in this China section of this competition, United, City and Dortmund play in a 3-team league. Each side plays each other once. It's 3 points for a win inside 90 minutes, 2 points for a win if you win on penalty kicks, 1 point if you lose on penalty kicks because you've drawn the game after 90 minutes, and if you lose inside normal time you get absolutely nothing. So as it stands at the moment,
I'm going to use a bad word there.
Dortmund would be on for 3 points, United on for nothing as it currently stands, but we are nearly a third of the way through the 90 minutes and we'll see what the Reds playing in blue tonight can do when the game restarts. The International Champions Cup, a 17-team tournament overall. 17 high-profile clubs taking part in 3 mini-tournaments in 4 locations. Other sides include Bayern Munich, Barcelona and Premier League champions Leicester City as well, who are part of things this season. Last season, Real Madrid won the China section. United were in the US version, which was won by Paris Saint-Germain and a certain Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who scored against us for the French side. And so far, that lot will be pretty happy with what they're seeing.
Oh, they are. They're leading 1-0. They're vastly outnumbered by the rest of the crowd in the stadium. But they're the ones that are winning.
We have had a stoppage of just under 3 minutes. And so with fluids taken on, we'll see if United can get back on terms before the break. Gonzalo Castro, the man who got that goal. And that drinks break's just giving United a chance to sort of get together a little bit and regroup, if you like.
Well, there's nobody really controlling the game, so the break didn't matter. If somebody was in controlling the game, you wouldn't like the break.
Certainly with the humidity and the heat out there, the players will have enjoyed that drinks break. Here go Dortmund again with Aubameyang trying to poke it through to Kagawa. Luke Shaw though there to squash that Dortmund attack. Memphis nudged off the ball by Socrates. Different challenge for Memphis tonight, isn't it? Playing against more physical centre halves instead of fullbacks.
Yeah, but you got a little nudge here. You're entitled to nudge him back.
We will no doubt see a raft of changes at some point in the game. You can make a maximum of 11 changes in this competition in 3 different rafts of substitutions. United with 9 on the bench tonight, so we won't see a full 11 change, but we will see the likes of Rojo, Januzaj, Young, Rashford, Romero, McNair, Tuanzebe, Pereira and Will Keane. Here's Castro. 4 to try and hit in Dortmund yellow. One of them's Kagawa here. Castro again. Aubameyang with a spectacular. It hit the arm of Valencia. It's a penalty.
It's not so much of the fact of the ball hitting his arm. It's controlled the ball. That's why he's given the penalty. It's controlled the ball in his favour.
Something out of nothing for Dortmund because Aubameyang tried the spectacular. It went horribly wrong. Just then all of a sudden it became horribly right for them.
It's just a cross into the box. You're not going to get away with that.
Not too many complaints from a United point of view, on the pitch at least. Some might say it was a harsh decision. Here's Aubameyang. So cool in front of goal. And Dortmund's main man is at it again. Such a terrific campaign last season, and he's already up and running in pre-season. Aubameyang makes it 2-0 to Dortmund.
Hits it straight down the middle. Hits it straight down the middle. You've always got a situation, goalkeeper will dive one way or the other.
There may have been a little bit of doubt about the penalty decision, but certainly no doubt about the finish. It's another class effort from Aubameyang.
I don't think there was a doubt about the penalty, Dave. It was a penalty. It was handballed.
Well, let's face it,
to his favour.
If you don't think there was any doubt about the penalty, it's a stone waller.
Well, when he did handball it, it went to Valencia's favour, which you can't do that.
Jose Mourinho making some notes for the team talk, which is not too far away now at half-time.
There's a bit to go yet in the game.
Here's Mkhitaryan. Herrera wants the ball, so does Lingard. Here he is. Now Herrera to Valencia. Herrera into Memphis. Nice work to keep it going. Just wouldn't quite sit down for Mkhitaryan.
No, it just couldn't sit down for him to get a strike at it.
Here's Bailly. Hustled and harried by Aubameyang.
Well played by
Daley Blind. Now Lingard. Memphis once again caught late by Socrates, who's going to go in the book here, I think. Wang Di has run out of patience with a big centre-half. It all ends in cuddles, but it will be a Manchester United free kick.
That is a challenge, it's illegal. I mean, maybe a bit harsh for the card, but...
It's one of those, though, that surely as a manager, you would say, you didn't need to do that. He's got his back to goal, he's 40 yards out, so why stick the boot in? And you see it so often. Mkhitaryan with a free kick. Easy one for his old teammate Weidenfeller.
Too close to the goalkeeper. Oh, that's clever play that, the back heel.
There's a break on, led by Aubameyang in the first instant. Luke Shaw trying to make something of it from a United point of view. Just wonder what's going through his head every time someone comes in for a tackle on him at the moment in these early stages of getting back into game time. Although there were plenty of tackles going in training over the last few days, it's been pretty competitive out there. Certainly during training here last night, the United lads were getting stuck in. Can't take that competitive nature out of a player even in a training session. I'm sure you were like that.
No, well, you want competition in training sessions. No use being too nice.
Or just bobbling away there from Felix Paslak. Herrera. Blind couldn't bring it down under control. Schmelzer. The turn is by Ramos. It's nicely spread as well. And here goes Dembele, who's switched sides for the time being. Looking for Schmelzer. He's looking for Aubameyang, who is always looking for goal and wasn't too far away.
Well, it's a great ball across the box from the header at back. I think it was the full-back that got up there. Was that Schmelzer that got up there? It was, yeah. Knocked it back across the goal, and good job it didn't hit the target.
So far so good for Thomas Tuchel. Up in the air from Memphis, here's Lingard. And Memphis again. And Herrera. To Jones. He's given it straight to Aubameyang. Dortmund are normally so clinical on the counter-attack, so it's dangerous to give them the ball back. Here's Dembele. Can't go with a target. Phil Jones, though, the man to get it clear.
Making a lot of silly mistakes, United. But then again, second game.
Memphis' pass. Here's Orion, and the other number 7 has a go. Sticks it away from his teammate as well.
Job. Dembele gave a bad pass. Did he catch that?
You look at this Dortmund side. 2-0 up thanks to that
straight down
penalty
the middle.
from Aubameyang.
Many players today take penalty kicks and it's straight down the middle.
They had the best Bundesliga attack last season, a club record 82 goals. Largely thanks to Aubameyang. They were unbeaten at home all season. And points-wise, the best runners-up in Bundesliga history, despite the fact that Bayern finished 10 points ahead of them. Dortmund were 18 points clear of Bayer Leverkusen in third. Here's Aubameyang looking to lob Johnston, who recovers really well. As that was very, very close to 3-0.
Caught again, United. Get caught again. Not reading the situation. It's another long ball and they've got caught again. Oh, that's a terrific save. And you should give credit to the pass as well, but that's a terrific save because that's gone in.
Again, it wasn't the cleanest of hits, but it had to be saved, and it was very well by Sam. And it goes again. Johnston has come for this and gets 2 good hands on it. Gets Lingard going as well here. 2 youngsters who've come right up through the ranks at United, looking to get them back into the game here. Memphis. Still going Memphis. Down he goes. Mata keeps it moving to Lingard. Now Herrera. Little
Well,
flick
off.
through. Mata is offside and the flag is up.
Well off.
Good potential there. Didn't quite come off there.
Yeah, good move, but well offside. But he's offside now.
Pass like there just went to sweep the legs away. Didn't actually touch Memphis, but
It's knocked him off balance.
last couple of minutes of this first half.
Not been very enterprising for United. I know it's only... It's the fitness factor that's the most important thing. But you can see the difference. I mean, this is their 5th game. They look that little bit sharper at the moment.
5th game, and they have scored 13 goals in pre-season now, Dortmund. So already racking up the numbers in an offensive sense. Pass was just a bit too much for Memphis from Lingard. Dortmund looking pretty solid at the back and impressive going forward so far.
They've not been under a great